Hey, welcome to Managing Expectations. My name is Victor and I'm an American living here in Stockholm. And this channel is for folks like me who live in Stockholm and want to know if an event or an activity happening in town is worth their time. And you might be wondering, Victor, why are you holding a wand? And that's because this episode of Managing Expectation is about Harry Potter in concert, which played here in Stockholm a few weeks ago and will be back next year with the next film, which is going to be The Half-Blood Prince. So this channel is going to be looking at not only some background about the Harry Potter in concert series, but also 3 tips on how I think you can manage your expectations before you go to this event. And obviously at the end of this episode, I will also tell you if I think it's worth your time. So firstly, some background about Harry Potter in Concert, the series. Firstly, in doing some research for this video, I learned that there are 2 types of orchestras. There's a chamber orchestra and a symphony orchestra. And the biggest difference is the size, which I imagine also informs some of the instruments that is inside of the orchestra. The second thing is that the Harry Potter in Concert series has been going on for quite a while. Me and my husband have been to it since 2019 in San Francisco and now here in Stockholm. It had a gap in 2020 and 2021 because of the corona pandemic, but it's back and better than ever in my opinion. So maybe this video is going to be a little bit biased, we'll see. And also on the screen, you'll also see that the cost for the concert is kind of on the kind of moderate end for a show here in town. I've never been to an orchestra, so if you do know if this is cheap for an orchestra in Stockholm, comment below. But overall, just looking at it from events, it's pretty affordable. So how can you manage expectations? The first thing is, I would really recommend that you listen to the soundtrack before you go to the movie. I don't think you have to listen to the whole entire soundtrack, but maybe 2-3 songs. I think it's fun to really listen to the music, see if you pick up on some instruments that you think are producing those sounds. But overall, when you're going to be sitting in the theater, it's going to be pretty cool to see some of those sounds come to real life with the musicians and the orchestra. And that's something I think, given that there is so much music in Sweden, and certainly in my perspective as an American being here, I think it's really fun to be sitting in that theater and actually see 1 or 2 of those songs come to life. I didn't do that, and that's something going forward I think I'll be doing as well. The second tip I have to manage your expectations is it's a symphony orchestra, so it's going to be really, really big. And if you do like music, or if you are sitting and listening to those songs before and you thought, hey, actually, I want to see the strings or the percussion, I would say take a look online around how those symphonies are set up so that you can take a seat that's maybe you have a good view of those musicians. The Harry Potter in Concert series is as much about the music as it is about the musicians who have put a lot of work into recreating this moment for you. So I would definitely recommend you do that. And my third tip for you is that get into it. And what I mean by that is you're gonna be encouraged to clap when you see your favorite character. You're gonna boo when you see a villain, and you can even respond with a sound if you're really moved by a moment. I certainly am, being a big fan of Harry Potter, aka this wand. And so I would say this the conductor who leads the music at the beginning of the show is certainly going to encourage all the folks in the audience to clap, cheer, get excited. And I think as I've seen it for a few years here in Stockholm, the audience, who are predominantly Swedish, are getting more and more involved, which I think is really nice to see. If you live here, if you've been to a theater show here, you know that, or at least in a cinema show, you know you really want to show respect, not make too much noise. But that really is not the case at these events. So highly recommend that you get involved, wear your favorite house colors, or if you're going to a movie, just get involved. So do I think this is worth your time? Yes, I think if you like the movies, you're going to love it even more, seeing the music come to life. Hours and hours go into these music scores, so you're going to enjoy that. If you just like music and maybe you're not super excited about the movie itself, I still think it's worth your time. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I don't know too much about music other than it's beautiful to see it done live. But if you like music, I say, you probably should still see it. It's worth your time. So the Harry Potter in concert's gonna be back in Stockholm in 2025, both here in the city, but also I see here it's also traveling to other parts of Sweden, if I recall correctly. I'll put the link in the description, as well as there's some more shows in concert coming up in December. So definitely have a look at online if there are any shows. Thanks for watching this. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's anything you want to add that I didn't cover in this video. So thank you.